But who got the first down?
We got the first down.
Arr.
Well, that's going to open up this video for sure. Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode here on Milwaukee Beer Review. As always, I'm Josh.
And I'm Ross.
And guess what? We're headed back to Chicago yet again. We love the state of Wisconsin, by the way. We love our Wisconsin sports teams. The Bears still suck, by the way.
Yes.
I don't know when this is going to release, but they still suck. Regardless of what has happened, they still suck.
Yes.
All of that being said, we're going to do another beer review episode from a brewery out of Chicago.
We love our Chicago breweries.
We do.
We just don't love our Chicago Bears.
We don't love our Chicago sports teams except for you and your Bulls affiliation, which is just dumb, but whatever.
And we have 6 glasses out here, one for every title that the Bulls have. And we can take 4 of them away and represent the Bucks if you want.
Wow, that backfired quickly. I don't even have a response to that.
So let's just get into it.
We're going to dive in here. So we've actually got, normally, every year, we do the first few variants that are some of the common variants of Bourbon County Stout from Goose Island. And we promise to get to the rest of them, which we always get all of them.
But it's in February, March, April.
Yeah, and then we never get to them. So this year, we're just going to start with those.
Yeah.
Some of the more rare variants, although they're all pretty accessible at this point. We're going to dive right into 2 of the more, I guess, harder to come by or unique variants this year in the series. We're going to pair that up, though, with this first beer, which is what?
So it's the base Bourbon County Stout. So this is the 2025 version. It's always good to get the base because I think anytime you've tried the base, and we've always heard is the base really tell you how the rest of the line's going to be. So excited to try this one. I admittedly, I've had tried this, but also admittedly, I've had some beers before it, so I don't really exactly remember what it tastes like. So this one comes in at 14.8%. Oddly, it gets bigger as we go today. So
that's a big base from them, actually.
It normally feels, not that 13 is low, but I feel it's a little bit lower normally. So
that's on the higher side of, I think, what the base Bourbon County Stout
and real small thing, this is the first year they've actually done these smaller bottles. So rather than doing the bigger bottles here, they're doing small 4-packs this year.
So if you look at us, it's a Ross size version of the other 2 bottles. So we're going to get a little nose.
We know as we go.
I do like that these are a little more independently drinkable sized versions.
So,
to the nose we go.
I mean, a lot of barrel characteristics coming out of this. I think that's the norm.
Yeah.
I will say it's got a slightly sweeter nose than I feel in the previous years.
Sure. Yeah, it's just it's not a super powerful nose on the base. It smells like a barrel-aged stout, to your point, a little bit sweeter maybe than I've seen from previous base Bourbon County releases. Let's try it out.
Cheers.
Cheers. Ooh.
So I'm curious what you're getting. Very chocolatey on this, very fudgy and everything. A real late bourbon bite to this, which is odd because I feel like I'm normally with barrel-aged beers, you get kind of the bite up front. This is a later bite. It's good, it's tasty, but that fudginess is really prominent on this one.
I think there's like an additional viscosity to this because of like the chocolatey, creamier nature to it. I don't think it departs significantly from historical BCS, but I do feel like there's a little bit more of that character maybe in the beer this year. There is a little bit of a bourbon bite, I think, on the end Maybe a little bit more of the barrel character coming out of this specific year's base. But I honestly think it jives with historical years of the base Bourbon County series. I don't think there's anything too crazy going on here that I'm not expecting.
It's still good, still tasty. And the one thing, and we've said this of other breweries in the past, the one thing I always think about this base is it allows itself to have other flavors added to it.
For sure.
Like years ago. Because for those that don't know, like the base variant this year was a Cherry Jubilee and a praline, chocolate praline. I think this actually does very well with that. So
yeah, for sure. To be fair, I think this base drinks very, very well.
Yeah.
I think it's good. If I'm going to put this one on Untappd on a 5-point scale, I'm going 4.25. I think it's really, really good. I think it's a standardized bourbon barrel-aged stout at this point. I think it's a really good beer. I'm putting it at 4.25.
I'm going to go 4. I think it's really good. I like it. But there's nothing... it's a base beer, so as it should. There's nothing that brings over the top, so I'm going 4.
Okay.
So
fair enough.
All right, what do we get next?
Up next is something. This is the Reserve Stout. So this is the rye barrel-aged one, right?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, so this is with Parker's Heritage Collection. This is the Reserve Series this year. Thanks for pointing it out. This is aged for 2 years in Parker's Heritage Collection, 17th edition, 10-year rye whiskey barrels. So that's kind of a big deal. Those are unique
going
barrels.
on in a single barrel.
I don't know how you're going to pick out those specific barrels, but maybe it does something unique to this beer that we're not expecting. Oh. So, to the nose we go.
Oh. So, for me, much more spirit forward. A lot less of that fudginess is coming through that we got in the first one.
I do think you get more of those like rye bourbon characteristics on the nose right off the bat too. Like that barrel characteristic is coming out pretty heavily.
I mean, that smells really good.
It does smell good.
It smells good. The rye, the earthiness is there with the rye. So,
all right, let's try it out.
Cheers.
Cheers. Ooh.
Ooh.
That's really smooth.
It's super smooth. So it's got the same good like smoothness that the base has. The bite is actually a lot less than I was expecting. I thought it'd be a bigger bite because of the rye and everything. It's very smooth all throughout. You get some really good barrel characteristics out of this, though. There's a little char, a little vanilla, a little fudginess, but nothing overpowering. And it's the word we keep using. It's a very smooth beer.
It's a very consistent beer too. It doesn't waver a lot from the front to the end. Like at the beginning of this beer, like you do get a little bit of chocolate, you get some of those rye characteristics, that earthiness, and then it very kind of quickly just kind of stabilizes, and you kind of get this nice, creamy, chocolatey kind of stout out the back end. It's not overly barrel forward, but you do get some of those char characteristics that kind of blend in throughout. It's just a very consistent beer from the front to the back.
Given, the barrel this is sitting in, given the ABV on this, I was expecting a lot more spirit bourbon.
ABV is 15.2%, by the way.
I would never guess it's 15.2.
No.
This actually tastes almost less boozy than the base. It's tasty. It's really good. If I'm going on Untappd, if I'm looking at this one, putting this on Untappd, I'm going 4.5.
Wow.
I really like this. I like what's coming out of this. I like the rye characters coming out of this. I think it works really well with this year's base. Excuse me. It's just really tasty. It's really good.
I do really like this. I think I do like it a little bit more than the base. I don't know that I like it more than the base enough to go all the way to 4.5.
Okay.
I went 4.25 on the base. I'm going 4.25 on this. They're two different beers. They do have completely different profiles to them in unique ways.
Yeah.
But I don't think enough to kick it up a notch for me, so that's why I'm going to leave it at 4.25. But it's a very high 4.25 for me. That's a good beer.
Yeah, it's a really good beer. Again, it's a shocking 15.2.
It really is.
So we're at end now with the the double barrel stout. So this one is a stout double barrel aged in Heaven Hill bottle and bond barrels. So this is aged and then taken out and then aged again. Pretty standard, but this one comes in at a whopping, I'm gonna remind myself, 17.4%.
So as a reminder of what that means, this was put into Heaven Hill barrels once, pulled out, those were fresh Heaven Hill barrels, put back into new fresh Heaven Hill barrels, pulled back out again. So this had to be a really big beer to start with, and then we've got what we've got here in this glass.
And they've done the double barrel before. I feel it's like an every other year thing, because they didn't do one last year.
I don't believe so.
They did the Eagle Rare and Angel's Envy, but 2 years ago they did a double barrel. So I'm excited for this to be back. This is a big beer, so I'm really excited for this one. So,
and both Heaven Hill barrels, which is interesting. Should add some consistency, I think, to the beer.
To the nose we go.
To the nose we go.
So more, I mean, not shocking, but a lot of barrel, a lot of booze coming off that one. Not like a heat booze, but like a good like bourbon coming out of that.
I agree with you. I think it's a good bourbon barrel nose. Yeah. It's not crazy boozy on the nose or anything. Not super alcoholic. Like there's not like this major alcohol character to the nose. It's got a good solid barrel aged beer nose.
Cool.
Let's try it out.
Cheers.
Cheers.
So, not shockingly for me, this is the booziest of the bunch. And I say that because I feel with the first two, you can get better characteristics and everything off this too. This one has a booze bite. You can tell, like, this almost tastes like it's beer mixed with bourbon. And I say that in a really good way because I like the taste, I like the bite coming out of this, I like the booze characteristics coming out of this one. And the really thing I like is it's not like a burning booze, which you sometimes get with like over alcohol beers.
Yeah.
This is a very smooth, good kind of bourbon taste throughout.
It is really well done. I'm getting less bourbon and I'm getting more barrel than I think I'm getting bourbon.
Okay.
But I see where you're going with it, that, like, to me, the barrel char characteristics of this are just amplified.
Yeah.
Like, versus the rye versus the base. Like, this is just a very barrel-forward beer, which you expect. It's been in two fresh bourbon barrels. You expect a little bit more of that, and you're getting a lot more of that in this beer.
Yeah. I mean, it's a pretty straightforward beer. Exactly what it says it is, it's what it's going to be. There's not a lot to say. There's not much else coming out of it other than it's Bourbon County with some really, really strong barrel characters coming out of it.
Honestly, I almost feel like some of the standard Bourbon County characteristics are almost like de-amplified. They're hidden a little bit behind some of the barrel characteristics of this beer because it is so barrel forward. Like, you're missing a little bit of the chocolatey nature. I think you're missing a little bit of the stout, sweeter characteristics to this beer, and it's leaning more towards that darker char kind of characteristic, which is honestly that's what I would expect with a beer like this.
If you bought this expecting like, ooh, I'm just gonna get that fudgy,
it's gonna be a nice chocolatey sipper. Yeah, you're not expecting that.
I really like this. I think this is good. And this is one of those beers where this is exactly what I expect out of this, and I got exactly what I wanted out of this. Like, this is exactly what you want when you get a beer like this.
it's a hardcore sipper.
Yeah.
And you've got to appreciate these kinds of beers to like this.
Yeah.
If you handed this to someone new to barrel-aged beers and they're into some of those more desserty style beers, this is not going to be for them whatsoever.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to start with this. I think this is really good, but I think it's a unique audience that will appreciate this. I appreciate it quite a bit, but I don't think your general audience will over either of these two. In the most boring way possible, I'm also going 4 1/4 on this, but like a low end. I actually think this might be my favorite beer out of these three. I actually take that back. I do think the Reserve is my favorite.
Yeah.
But I think that this is close. But I think it's actually going to be my lowest tiered 4 1/4, but all of them are 4 1/4 to me for different reasons.
Okay. I get what you're saying. I understand what you're saying that, like, yeah, the generalist might not like it. I don't care. It's my score.
Sure. Okay.
I'm going 4.75.
Wow.
I really like this. Like, this is the type of beer I feel like I've been more drawn to lately. I really like beer that's more straightforward, more to the barrel and the booze and things like that, without that burn sensation that we can get. This is exactly what I want when I have a barrel-aged beer these days. It's very straightforward. I really, really like this. I'm going 4.75. I really enjoy this. So I think this is really well done.
Okay. Well, 0.5 point difference. I mean, that might be the biggest range you and I have had.
Shut up.
No, this is good stuff.
Yeah.
We have fun with the Bourbon County series every year. It's fun to get these variants on the channel. We will actually try to get the other variants on the channel as well. But this is a lot of fun. These are big beers, and we need Jen's help finishing these tonight. So hopefully she's ready to go. But this is good stuff. Always fun.
Yeah.
From Goose Island and Bourbon County. So have you tried any of these three beers? What do you think about the base Bourbon County here in 2025, the Reserve Rye, and the Double Barrel in 2 different Heaven Hill barrels? Let us know what you think in the comments. Otherwise, more to come from the channel here in 2026, and we'll see all of you very soon.
Thanks, everyone.
Bye-bye.